Hello students, welcome back to ninth session on analysis of financial statement. In this session, we are concentrating on how to prepare common size income statement because in last session we discussed how to prepare common size balance sheet. In this session, we are concentrating on preparation of common size income statement, that is nothing but profit and loss account. So let me see what is common size income statement. The items in income statement can be shown as a percentage of sales to show the relationship of each item to sale. I have already informed you that each and every item in income statement is related in relation to sales and percentage relationship will be calculated. A significant relationship can be established between items of income statement and volume of sales. Means every item of income statement is related with sales of that year income statement. The increase in sales will certainly increase selling expenses, not administrative or financial expenses. In case the volume of sales increases to a considerable extent, administrative and financial expenses may go up. In case the sales are declining, the selling expenses should be reduced at once. So, a relationship is established between sales and other items in income statement, and this relationship is helpful in evaluating operational activities of the enterprises. In the sense, we are relating each and every item of income statement to sales because sales is considered as 100. Try to understand. So, when we establish relationship between each and every item to sales, it is possible for us to interpret based on change that happened to that item in relation to sales. Try to understand. Change that happened to a particular item of income statement in relation to sales. So that is what this paragraph says. So let me have an illustration of preparation of common size income statement. So we have 2 years figure. So when we have 2 years figure, remember we had two companies figure, particularly in last illustration where we prepared common size balance sheet. We need to have 4 amount column. Here we have 2 years figure, so we need to have 4 amount column. So for 2010 2 column to record the absolute figure as well as percentage, not change, absolute figure as well as percentage, and 2011 also for absolute figure 1 column and for percentage other column. But while recording items in particular column, there is a proper way. What is the proper way? Sales minus cost of goods sold, gross profit minus operating expenses, operating profit, other expenses, net profit before tax minus tax, net profit after tax. In the same way, it should move. It should not move in the way in which you wish. Try to understand. There is a proper way to record the items. See, sales is considered 500 during 2010 minus cost of sales, which is there in the problem, 325. So you'll arrive at a gross profit of 175. Operating expenses, office expenses, selling expenses, total operating expenses, we'll arrive at operating profit. So they added miscellaneous income, they arrived at total income. They deducted non-operating expenses, that is interest here, they arrived at net profit. So of 2010, in the same way they recorded items of 2011. Sales minus cost of sales is equal to gross profit minus operating expenses. So is equal to operating profit plus other income is equal to total income minus non-operating expenses. Here it is interest only. So they arrived at what? Profit, net profit. Tax aspect is not there. Tax aspect is there. After interest, what we will arrive at? Profit before tax minus tax is equal to net profit after tax. Tax is not there. After non-operating expenses, you will arrive at the net profit. So now, this column is very much important. Which column? Percentage column. See, sales is considered as 100. If 500 is 100, what is 325? It is 65. If 500 is 100, what is 175? That is gross profit, 35. Means, during 2010, 35% of sales is gross profit. 35% of sales is gross profit. Again, if 500 is 100, what is 24%? If 500 is 100, what is 36%? If 500 is 100, what is 50? 10%. So 10% of total sales is total operating expenses. If 500 is 100, what is 125? It is 25. If 500 is 100, what is 200? 20, it is 4. If 500 is 100, what is 145? 29. 29% of sales is total income. If 500 is 100, what is 25 is 5. If 500 is 100, what is 120 is 24. So 24% of sales is net profit during 2010. We'll see what happened in 2011. If 700 is 100, what is 510? It is 72. If 700 is 100, what is 190? It is 27. If 700 is 100, what is 25? It is 3.58. If 700 is 100, what is 45? It is 6.42. If 700 is 100, what is 70? It is 10%. So, 27.14% of sales of 2011 is gross profit. 10% of sales of 2011 is total operating expenses. If 700 is 100, what is 120? It is 17.14. If 700 is 100, what is 15? It is 2.14. If 700 is 100, what is 135 is 19.28. If 700 is 100, what is 30? It is 4.28. If 700 is 100, what is 105? It is 15%. So, over a period of 2 years, what happened is net profit in relation to sales get reduced even though sales get increased. What is the reason? The reason is, see here, gross profit was 35% in relation to sales during 2010, but gross profit is 27%. So, cost of goods sold is 65% in relation to sales, but it get increased during 2011. It is 72.86. So, as cost of goods sold increases during 2011 when compared to 2010, definitely the gross profit percentage in relation to sales get increases. Net profit also get decrease. Not increases, gross profit also decreases, net profit also decreases. They have given the interpretation. See, the sales in gross profit has increased in absolute figure in 2011 as compared to 2010, but the percentage of gross profit relation to sales has gone down in 2011. The increase in cost of sales as a percentage of sales has brought the profitability from 35 to 27%. Operating expenses have remained the same in both the year, but non-operating expenses have decreased as a percentage in 2011. A slight decrease in non-operating expenses in the later year wouldn't help to improve the profit. Net profit have decreased when during 2011 when compared to 2010. So the overall profit during 2011 is comparatively lesser than 2010. The reason is increase in cost of sales when compared with 2010. So organization should take steps to reduce cost of sales. So this is how to interpret. Try to understand how they related. So when we start solving many problems, when we look at many interpretations, so we'll understand how to interpret. We need to look at change in sales during 2011 when compared to 2010. It get increased, but cost of sales, what happened? Cost of sales increased more than 2010 during 2011. So gross profit get reduced. Operating expenses increased, but non-operating expenses decreased. That is not sufficient to improve the profit because cost of sales increased like anything. So overall profitability get reduced. Such few sentences also you can write in your own words when they ask us to interpret. So whether they ask or not, better to give interpretation. Whether you go for preparing comparative statement or trend percentages or common size statement, give some interpretation. Try to understand. I have already explained you the guidelines for giving interpretation for income statement, guidelines for giving interpretation for balance sheet. We'll see illustration 12. The following are the balance sheet of X Limited and Y Limited for the year ending 31st December 2011. So we have balance sheet. So present the data in such a way that proper analysis is possible. Proper analysis is possible. They have not asked us which method to be applied. It is left to us to decide. We can go for comparative, you can go for 10 percentages, so or you can go for common size. But to do comparative, we need 2 years data, which is not there, so we cannot do comparative. Common size we can do, no problem at all. Try to understand. Better to go for comparative. Sorry, we can do 10 percentages also, no problem at all. But better to do, what is that? Common size. Under 10 percentage, you know that. What we are doing. Again, to do 10 percentage, I think we need 2 years data, I feel. We will see trend percentages. Just a minute, we will see 10 percentages. Yes, we have trend analysis. Yes, we need data over a period of time. to do trend percentages also. So see, when there is problem like this, what they ask, present the data in such a way that proper analysis is possible. You just see, do we have 2 years data? If we have 2 years data of many company or a single company, we can go for comparative or trend or common size. But when we have data relating to two or more company but of only 1 year, you cannot go for comparative or trend percentage. You need to go for common size. This is the hint. Try to understand. So you can do comparative, you can do trend percentage only when you have data over a period of time. When you do not have data over a period of time, you have only 1 year data relating to number of companies, 1 or 2 or 3, whatever be the number of companies, then you need to do what? Common size. You cannot go for comparative or trend percentage. That's the very important hint in this problem. So let me see. We need to go for common size balance sheet. So as two companies are there, so we need to have 4 columns. You can do X limited company first. You can have a separate common size statement even for Y limited. But to avoid a waste of time, so we can have one common size balance sheet by providing 2 columns each for X limited and Y limited. So but while arranging the item, we should be very careful. Try to understand. We cannot arrange item just like what is there in the balance sheet. You need to arrange item by giving proper head. You can start with current assets, then you can go for investment, then fixed asset. If you start with current assets on asset side, you need to start with current liability on liability side, current liability, long-term liability, then share capital and reserve. You can do in a reverse way also. Here the reverse way they did. They started with liability side, particularly what is that? Capital and reserve. So equity share capital of X limited, then preference share capital, reserves and surplus, total capital and reserve, then loan, that is long-term loan, then current liability, bills payable, sundry creditors, outstanding expenses, dividend declared, total current liability, then total liability. Total liability means total of capital and reserve, loan and current liability is total liability 8,23,590 with regard to company X, and it is 6,33,000 with regard to company Y. Now what we have to do is this total liability should be taken as 100 in case of X as well as Y. Once we take this as 100, then we need to calculate percentage relationship that each item of liability side base with this total liability. So if the total liability of 8,23,590 represent 100, what is 2,50,000, which is 30.4, what is 120, it is 14.6, what is 50, it is 6.1, what is 4,20,000, it is 51.1, what is 350, it is 42.5, what is 25, it is 3, what is 18, it is 2.2, what is 8.59, it is 1, what is 2, it is 0.20, what is 53.59, it is 6.4. When you calculate total of 51.1 plus 42.5 plus 6.4, the answer is 100 itself, which we have already taken it as 100. In the same way, we need to do for the other company, that is Y company. If 6,33,000 is 100, what is 170, 80, 70, 320, 279, 14, 8, 4.5, 7.5, what is 34,000? We will get the percentage. The sum of that will become 100. Try to understand. Again, asset side we need to arrange. As we started with capital and reserve, now we need to start with fixed asset, land and building, plant and machinery. There is no investment. So total of fixed asset, current assets. So investment temporary. Temporary means it is current assets only. So book debt, prepaid expenses, cash and bank balance. So we will arrive at the total fixed asset and total assets. So this total assets of 8,23,590, 6,33,000 of X and Y company is taken as 100. You need to write 100 now itself before calculating percentage of each and every item in relation to this 100. Then calculate percentage. If 823,590 represent 100, what is 3,50,000? What is 2,70,000? What is 6,20,000? What is 72 lakh? What is 47,500? Sorry, what is 72,000? What is 47,500? What is 35,400? What is 48,690? What is 2,03,500? So sum of 75.3 plus 24.7 is 100. We have taken it as 100. In the same way, you do it for which company also? Y company also. What they asked? Present the data in such a way that proper analysis is possible. Analysis. They have not given anything with regard to interpretation. You can give interpretation also. You do one thing. Consider interpretation as a homework. Let me see what interpretation you will give for this common size balance sheet. They never asked, but better to give interpretation. You know that while interpreting balance sheet, we need to give interpretation for working capital position. We need to give interpretation for solvency position, means long-term financial position of the organization. So that should be kept in mind. Afterwards, you need to give what is that interpretation. But while giving interpretation in case of this problem, you need to compare company X with company Y. That is very much important. This is all about this illustration. So I think only one illustration is left. Yes, we'll solve this illustration also. Illustration 13. Following are the two balance sheet of A Limited and B Limited. So we have balance sheet items. So from the above data, prepare common size statement and make comment. They asked us and they are very much clear. Slightly they asked prepare common size statement and make comment. So have to separate amount column for both the companies. Arrange the item. See, in the last problem they started with liability side, particularly capital. Here they started with current assets. Have already informed how to arrange the item. So current assets, they recorded, they calculated total current assets of A and B in terms of amount. Fixed asset, they calculated total assets also they calculated. So then liability, as you started with current asset, here you start with current liabilities and we creditor another current liability, total current liability, then fixed liability, then capital. So total liability and capital. So total assets are taken as 100, 1003 is taken as 100 in case of A Limited, 1027 is taken as 100 in case of B Limited. All other items of assets of A Limited and B Limited is compared with total assets of A Limited and B Limited and they calculated in terms of percentage. In the same way, total liability and capital is taken as 100, 1003 is taken as 100, 1027 is taken as 100. All other item of liability side is compared with this total liability to express in terms of percentage. So this is what they did, particularly with regard to common size balance sheet of A Limited and B Limited. You just see how they commented. A Limited is more traditionally financed as compared with B Limited because in A Limited, share capital consists of 65.6% of total investment while percentage in B Limited is 48. Means they relied more on shareholders fund, they have not relied more on long-term liability. That is what it indicates. Both the companies have followed the policy of financing fixed asset from long-term fund. In A Limited, investment in fixed asset is 63, long-term fund is 88. Means they invest a fixed asset by relying on long-term. In B Limited, fixed asset investment is 49.95 and long-term fund is 78.97. Means long-term fund percentage is more than fixed asset. Means they finance their fixed asset by relying on long-term funds, not on short-term funds. So this shows that companies have financed working capital from long-term fund also. Means their working capital requirement is financed from long-term fund. Then working capital position of both the companies is good. A Limited is having 36.68% of current asset, while current liability is 11.97. So in case of A Limited, current asset is more than the current liability. In case of B Limited also, current asset is 50.05, current liability is 21. So definitely the percentage of current asset is more than the current liability. Both are very good with regard to working capital. So the analysis of various figures shows that both the companies have satisfactory long-term and short-term financial position. In comparison, company A Limited has better financial position than of company B. So when you look at company A, financial position, both long term and short term. Long term means how they finance fixed asset and short term means the position of working capital. So it is comparatively higher than company B. In the same way, means not the same sentence, just look at common size balance sheet of previous problem, that is X Limited and Y Limited, give some comments. That's it. Homework for commenting on common size statement that we prepared for X limited and Y limited in illustration 12 is homework for you. You just try to comment so that you will come to know how to comment. Comment is not comments, it is which part? Interpretation part. Because what we are doing analysis by making use of three tools, and we are interpreting, means explaining the data analyzed, explaining the meaning and significance of data analyzed. So this is all about all three techniques associated with analysis of financial statement. So we will solve some additional problems, particularly on trend percentages, particularly from next session onwards. I think by this time I completed 9 sessions, totally 9 sessions on analysis of financial statement. So we'll see few more. We will have few more sessions, particularly on additional problem relating to trend percentages. That's all. Thank you. Take care.